Lee Summit is your destination for big city vibes and small town charm.
Head to the downtown Lee Summit Farmers Market, where local meets fresh. Then grab a cup of coffee and discover a variety of shops and boutiques just around the corner. Continue the fun in downtown Lee Summit at a retro arcade bar. Discover your new beer at one of our 6 locally owned breweries. Cool off with some handcrafted cocktails at happy hour. End the night with live music and good company. Lee Summit, Missouri.
Hello, Lee Summit. I'm Laura, and this is your flash briefing for the week of January 13th. City Council will hold a joint session Tuesday night with the Lee Summit Parks and Recreation Board at 6 p.m. and council chambers at City Hall. The meeting is open to the public or watch live on the city's YouTube channel. If you can't watch, catch the recorded meeting on demand on the YouTube channel or by subscribing to the Council Debrief newsletter, which breaks down 3 to 4 key agenda items. Subscribe at cityofls.net. It sure is cold outside. Be sure to protect your pipes by doing these 4 simple tasks. Disconnect hoses from outside spigots, leave cabinet doors open for warm air circulation, let water trickle to keep it flowing, and insulate pipes and faucets in unheated areas. Find more winterization tips at lswater.net. Stay safe and informed with LS Aware, the city's free alert system designed to keep residents and businesses informed of emergencies such as winter events, road closures, and certain non-emergency events. The city can quickly send messages via phone, text, or email depending on the preference set up by the user. Users choose how to be notified and what information they wish to receive. Sign up at lsaware.net. The city is hiring. Join our team at the City of Lee Summit. The city offers rewarding career opportunities, a positive environment, and fantastic benefits. View these opportunities at lspeople.net. A reminder, city facilities will be closed on Monday, January 20th. Thanks for listening and have a great week.
Welcome to the Lee Summit Sign Department. We are going to walk you through our process from start to finish. We make signs as needed here. It's not like we just go out into the field and place a speed limit sign here, no parking here. Our traffic engineers, they go through and they'll do field studies. They'll send us down an engineering work order for us to go out, place new signs or remove signs as needed. Coming from the material, our blanks come in and they're just aluminum blanks. We can put our white, our red, our fluorescent yellow, green, whatever. And basically what it looks like is just that there. Throw it up into the roller. And once we got it covered, take it to our work table here, and Tim will cut the corners, cut all the access off to where it's lined up right. As far as the plotter and the software that we use, there's a street name sign there, and he's gonna go ahead and print that out on the plotter so you can see the plotter and how it operates and runs. There's standards for the height, even just on letters on the sign blank. Basically what we have on the computer there is it's pretty much set up to those. And it goes through, it's got a very small but sharp needle that goes through and cuts everything out, letter by letter. Once that's done cutting, our next stage would be bringing it over here. Currently picking out the sign letters right now. We call it weeding or picking or however you want to call it. Next, putting it on the transfer tape. Then after it's taped, we bring it over to the roller. That's where we apply it to the actual sign blank. And we'll roll it through one time just to get the air bubbles out. And the last stage is basically just taking the transfer tape off the front of it. And there's a finished product of the street name sign. We'll take you out to the field and show you our process that we go through. We're gonna go out and follow our sign guys, get something installed for you. This is where we check our underground utilities. Tim, you got AT&T?
AT&T is back here.
Evergy, Google, so we should be good to go. We normally put all of our stuff together out in the field. Then once the base is installed, we'll go ahead and put the post in there. These come up too. Perfect. And that's how we do it. Simple, quick.
Have you ever been driving around Lee Summit and wondered what's that going to be? What's being built there? Wow, that went up fast. The Development Minute is here to help, highlighting some of the newest projects in Lee Summit, Missouri.
Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen is coming to the former Lion's Choice at Summit Orchards. The fast food chain known for its fried chicken and spicy chicken sandwiches is scheduled to open in early 2025. Local authentic Mexican restaurant El Toro Loco is coming to Summit Woods Crossing Shopping Center. The restaurant will occupy the former On the Border location and offer dishes like street tacos, enchiladas, and fajitas. El Toro Loco will be opening in early 2025. Pho Noodle Go had a soft opening where the former Pepper Jack's Grill is located in Summit Woods Crossing. The establishment is currently serving a selection of pho noodle soups, appetizers, and daily specials. Pho Noodle Go will fully open in 2025. The Quick Trip located at 1001 Southwest Blue Parkway has begun its redevelopment. The squeaky clean car wash is being demolished to accommodate a new 5,300 square foot QT building and a planned phased rebuild. The current location will remain open during construction. The new QT will open in 2025. Discovery Park, the 3.9 million square foot mixed-use project located off of Northwest Colburn Road and Northeast Douglas Street, is underway, and its first phase, the Village, is being graded. Town Place Suites Hotel by Marriott will be one of the first builds coming to the Village. The hotel will feature spacious rooms with amenities including full kitchens.
That's it for the Development Minute. For more about upcoming projects, visit cityofls.net.
Councilmember Hodges.
Thank you. I love where you guys are coming from. You're local and you're all kind of coming together. But where I'm struggling with from the last time that we talked about this, I think it was maybe October.
I actually grew up in my district. We moved here my sophomore year in high school. My parents still live in the same house, and I just went through high school here and then have stayed in Lee Summit ever since. The neighborhood that my parents live in is Canterbury. My favorite thing, and I still do to this day, is I love to go running. They have the best sidewalks. I feel like you can go for days. So now I still get to do that. Since I live not too far from them, I get to use those same routes that I took during high school, and it's just fun. All right, let's see it, Jess. Come on. We're a big soccer family. I love sports, I love to watch sports, and it's even more fun to watch sports when my kids are in it. I coach my middle daughter Josie's team, and I have since kindergarten. We do the basketball, we do softball, we're gonna do volleyball, and it's just so much fun. Something that I would like to accomplish while on city council is to get more family activities here. You know, I don't want to have to be driving my family to, say, the Kansas side or any other city but my own. And I want to be able to invest into our city and make family memories in our city.
Open the public hearing on the matter of K1 Speed, Adventures,
Crack Shack, Blue Jeans Golf.
Councilmember Hodges.
I just want to say thank you for bringing this to Lee Summit. I grew up at this. My grandpa took us there, so I'm excited that now I can take my kids there.
Bill number 23-0, pre-construction services for the downtown Market Plaza project.
I'm just as excited as everybody else about the downtown marketplace. I'm extremely excited about the community that it's going to bring, bringing more family things to do to the city and right in the heart of it.
When you presented the numbers, the first time you came to us, it was 25.5%, and then a lot of...
You know, people were like, oh, you know, being on council, it's not a lot of work, not a lot of... I think it was a bit of a surprise when there's so much info that you realize you just don't know. Even something as simple as sidewalks. It's like you don't realize how much goes into something like that. After a couple months, I'm like, okay, I'm finally, catching the groove of how things work, learning new things, but also feel like I've got some things under my belt as well. It's been a great experience so far.
Thank you.
And then I guess to staff, I think we've talked a little bit about now that we've got this audit back, we'll be looking for an update on the fund balance and the fund balance policy and probably be talking about that. Is that going to be this meeting or a soon-to-be meeting?
It'll be probably the next meeting, talking about that fund balance and that and readjusting that. We do have a couple items from our unencumbered fund balance, kind of that spreadsheet that we've talked about, so.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, next item on our agenda is TMP-3206, an ordinance approving amendment number 4 to the budget for fiscal year ending June 30, 2025, is adopted by ordinances 9936, 9937, 9938, 9939, and 9940 by amending the authorized expenditures for the city. Mr. Gentry.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Chair. Rick Gentry, Budget Manager. Item before you this evening is Budget Amendment number 4 to the FY25 operating budget. So we have a couple of things in here. First item, part of the budget amendment is the opioid settlement funds we've been receiving since 2023. Those have been going towards supporting the Safe Passage program. It was omitted of including spending authority in this year's budget, so this is to put spending authority in there because there is a need for those services being provided by that program, so we need to pay for those, and we'll make sure and get that in the 26 budget as well. Public Safety Equipment Replacement Fund, needing to add some spending authority to that fund. The Police Department, there's an agenda item later on the agenda bringing this forward, but they're wanting to use some of the money they have paid into the replacement fund to pay for the replacement of some of their firearms, and they'll be paying for the balance of that out of the public safety sales tax. So this is just to use the part of that. And then starting next year, they'll put it into the replacement fund for the future replacement of those firearms. Part of the general fund balance discussion, it's happened at the Finance and Budget Committee meetings the last few months, is using some unallocated general fund balance towards the public safety equipment for the downtown, for barriers. So they've worked and got some prices lined up together. And so the safety barriers, as you've seen the presentation on that before, to do site work for storage for those barriers and to acquire some storage containers to put those in so they're not out in the weather, and then trailers to transport them and move them around, and also including the mirrors for the downtown area as well. And there's also surveillance trailers. Those are those trailers you see on a trailer goes in. It's got the little blue light up at the top. It's a camera, so they can move those around during events to help with the surveillance as well for those events. And that is to move $1.5 million from the unallocated general fund to the public safety equipment replacement fund to fund those. So there'll be probably items coming forward for the surveillance trailers and the safety barriers that will need to be approved as well to make those purchases. Another one of the items on the list was a citywide communication strategy plan for communicating to the citizens and identifying best ways to do that and putting a plan in place for across the entire organization. So we're looking to add $100,000 to the spending authority for creative services, and they'll kind of be the key players in helping facilitate the process as we go through that selection and development of a plan. And that are the items, or the items included in the amendments.
Thank you, Mr.
Any
Gentry.
questions?
You know, I'm just really excited to see these coming through after all the discussions that we've had as a committee and a council about putting these dollars to work for the community, especially for public safety. So I think this is great to see. Do we have any questions from the committee? I have none.
No.
We're all set then.
All right.
I would look for a motion.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chair, I would move TMP-3206 to full council with a recommendation of approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to recommend TMP-3206 to City Council for approval. Can we get a vote, please?
Chair Shields?
Aye.
Vice Chair Lopez?
Aye.
Member Carlisle?
Aye.
All right, next item on our agenda is TMP-3209, an ordinance approving the 2025 Jackson County Board of Election Commissioners poll contracts for the Lovell Community Center, Harris Park Community Center, Longview Community Center, and the Gamber Center, and authorizing the Administrator of Parks and Recreation to execute the same by and on behalf of the city.
Donna Lake, Assistant City Manager. We really don't have a formal presentation on this, but this is the annual contracts between the Parks Board and the Jackson County Election Board for use of 4 of our community centers as election and polling sites. So, and really they pay a nominal fee to Parks of $150 per site.
I think we had a brief discussion to confirm who's the appropriate signer for that agreement. Did we confirm that it's the Parks Administrator?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have any questions from the committee?
Nope.
Seeing none, I would look for a motion.
Chair,
Yes.
I move to recommend to full council TMP-3209, an ordinance approving the 2025 Jackson County Board of Election Commissioners poll contracts for the Lovell Community Center, Harris Park Community Center, Longview Community Center, and the Gamber Center, and authorizing the Administrator of the Parks and Recreation to execute the same on behalf of the city.
That's a recommendation of approval, correct?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
We have a motion and a second to recommend TMP-3209 to council for approval. Can we get a vote, please?
Vice Chair Lopez.
Aye.
Member Carlisle.
Aye.
Chair Shields.
Aye. All right, next item on our agenda is TMP-3208, an ordinance approving an agreement between the City of Lee Summit, Missouri and GT Distributors for the purchase of Glock Model 45 and 49 firearms with optics and authorizing the city manager to execute the same on behalf of the city. Mr. Bunker?
Thank you. John Bunker, Deputy Chief with the Police Department. Good evening. Rick Gentry did a very good job of teeing this up for me. So I'll give you some specifics of the exact purchase. They are Glock 45 and 49 models. Officers currently carry a Glock model firearm with traditional fixed iron sights. In FY25, the department introduced a weapon-mounted light system to each of these firearms. Individual and team training was provided of all officers with the new lighting system. The purchase of the firearms that we have in front of you today is phase 2 of this rollout. The need for the new firearm is so that the new optic can affix to them. The current firearms that we have, they won't affix to it without manipulation, and we felt like it's best to not manipulate the optics. So a little bit about the distributor. GT Distributors is our current provider of the Glock firearm. They are a direct supplier of Glock. They can provide direct milled optics that we were just talking about so that the adjustments aren't needed. They're one of 2 distributors in the U.S. That have the ability to do this, and they're the only one that's local. They will also buy back our current firearms, which will help offset the overall cost of this replacement. Mr. Gentry did update you that we do purchase our firearms through the PSERP replacement program. A portion of that funding will be applied, and then that delta that's missing, we're going to use public safety sales tax funds to bridge that. So with that, if there's any additional questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Questions from the committee?
Chair.
Yes.
Deputy Chief, just kind of out of curiosity, how often do we replace these weapons?
That's a very good question. The firearms that are on the sides of officers, it's a 10-year replacement. Like Mr. Gentry said, we use that PSERP fund so that we have that planned purchase so that we're not scrambling to make that on down the road.
Okay, thank you. That's helpful. Appreciate it. That's all I have, Chair.
Thank you. If we don't have any further questions or discussion, I'd look for a motion.
Chair, I would move TMP-3208 to full council with the recommendation of approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to remove TMP-3208 to council with a recommendation of approval. Can we get a vote, please?
Councilmember Carlisle.
Aye.
Chair Shields.
Aye.
Vice Chair Lopez.
Aye.
Much. Our next item, I see you're staying up here for, TMP-3212, an ordinance approving an agreement between the City of Lee Summit, Missouri and Meridian Rapid Defense Group Sales LLC for the purchase of 6 Meridian Archer Trailer Kit 1000, 3 Meridian 8-barrier drop deck trailers, annual certified training, and authorizing the city manager to execute the same by and on behalf of the city.
Thank you, John Bunker again, Deputy Chief. This was also mentioned by Mr. Gentry as part of the balance withdrawal that you heard on the budget amendment earlier. This is specifically for roadway barriers. As you know, the downtown footprint continues to evolve and grow. Safety remains a top priority for city staff. Other destination locations such as parks within the city offer great attraction and potential for large gatherings and pedestrian traffic. Providing a safe environment for these gatherings, gathering points is a top priority. To enhance safety, security, vehicle barriers are essential in areas with heavy pedestrian traffic, such as intentional vehicle intrusions that could endanger pedestrians or property. The current solution the city uses to deter the vehicle traffic and mostly visual deterrents. There's minimal safety protection from vehicle intrusions. The current system in place is very manpower intensive to put in place and to remove. Using Meridian barriers will allow for the flexibility to use the barrier system anywhere in the city. We've been reviewing and researching barriers for a number of years. But we've also been patient in watching how the downtown footprint and specifically the downtown event space is going to develop out. There is basically two choices. You can have fixed barriers or you can have the movable barrier that's a little bit more flexible, and this obviously helps us with all of our departments, whether it's Public Works, Fire Department, or Water Department, for whichever type of critical incident we might have. So with that, the only thing I'd like to add is there's been a lot of work that's gone into this research. Madam Chair, I know you're very familiar with this as we've met with a lot of different groups, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Captain Mike Murray and Assistant Chief Jim Eden with the Fire Department. Both of those led a group of city employees that look to see what is the best option for us, but they're also continuing that work to see what's the best deployment methodology for us, storage locations, and things of that nature. So with that, I'll open it up to any questions y'all might have.
Thank you. This is another one I'm very excited to see us do, and I really appreciate staff's work, both our public safety staff and our core staff. I know there's a lot of logistics to getting this done, and I appreciate kind of pushing through and making it happen. So very much so. Do we have any questions or other comments from the committee?
I have none.
Mayor Pro Tem?
No.
If we have no further discussion, I would look for a vote or a motion. Helps.
Chair? Yes. I would move TMP-3212 to full council with a recommendation of approval.
Second?
We have a motion by Councilmember Carlisle, second by Mayor Pro Tem Lopez to move TMP-3212 to council with recommendation of approval. Can we get a vote, please?
Chair Shields?
Aye.
Vice Chair Lopez?
Aye.
Councilmember Carlisle?
Aye.
All right. That concludes the core of our business. Time for roundtable. Do we have any roundtable from the committee?
It's not really a roundtable. It's just a question. Next month is our meeting the 10th? Or are we?
Our next meeting is currently scheduled for February 3rd. Okay. Okay. So we'll just need to do a quorum check for the next meeting to see if our alternate can fill in.
Yeah, I'm out of town in trial, so.
Gotcha. Yep.
I would just say I appreciate staff's hard work on this. It's really exciting to see these budget amendments coming through and new spending authority for these projects we've been talking about for a long time. So we're going to have even more discussions as now that we have our audit back and know what we've added to the fund balance again. So we're looking forward to continuing this discussion, investing in the city. So,
Chair.
Yes,
Chair.
Mayor Pro Tem.
I would just add that along with your comments, I agree. I think that's exciting. But also the audit. I mean, I think to have such a clean audit once again just shows that we should be proud of that. Obviously, staff is more involved and engaged with the day-to-day budget activity. With the different programs and departments, but from us as a council, we take this serious, and want to make sure that we continue to do what's best for our community and make sure we're in good financial health. So it's always great when you have a clean audit with no findings. So just kudos to everyone.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Do we have any roundtable from staff?
The only thing I would like to do is echo Mayor Pro Tem's comments about the audit, especially knowing that, you know, our former finance director, Betty Wortleman, retired, and then, you know, and the time it's taken to onboard, you know, hire and onboard Brianna Burrichter as our current financial chair, or financial department director, sorry. But really just wanted to give kudos to staff that in the finance department, especially for continuing those best practices throughout that transition. So appreciate that. And then also let you know that depending on the outcome at full council with the ordinances that were passed today, then we'll update the spreadsheet that kind of tracks our general fund unencumbered balance, reserve balance items that we presented, and we'll include that addition that we'll have to the fund balance. So,
well, thank you so much. If we don't have any further roundtable items, we will adjourn at 4:41 p.m.
Thank you all. Have a good one.